Hello and welcome back to the LGM YouTube channel. Today we will be previewing Liverpool versus Burnley. Yes, the first home game of the season. I am buzzing mainly for the fact that I'm going to be at this game. I'm absolutely over the moon to be able to go to Liverpool's first home game of the season at full capacity crowd since March of 2020. So nearly just about 18 months. And it's absolutely amazing that I get to be with the crowd there. And this game preview is going up before the presser because I'll actually be travelling down to Liverpool during the presser. So starting on predictions maybe a little bit off here because I don't have the full insight into the team news. I do know of a few absentees from training today, but I'm not really going to read much into that. I mean, they were fine in their last game, and I expect them to be available for this game as well. But Liverpool versus Burnley, it will be tough for Liverpool. Burnley's a bit of a bogey team for Liverpool, and also a bogey team for Salah. I think he's only ever scored once against Burnley. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear he's only ever scored once against Burnley. It'll be tough. It'll be tough because Burnley always pose a threat for us somehow, and it can cause us a bit of bother. And I've been told in the comments to stop touching my face. I'm going to try and do that this video. The last two times we played them at Anfield, albeit it was with no fans, we lost both. No, we lost and drew one. One of them didn't really matter. We already won the title by that point, and then obviously they lost to Burnley last time. Pretty much started our downward slope because before that we were pretty much in the title race. Obviously Ashley Barnes at it again. That he's a typical Burnley striker, just annoying. And I'm not discounting Burnley at all. Burnley could easily get a result this game if they play like they did the last two times against us. But I just expect first home game of the season at Anfield over 60,000 capacity. I think 55,000 capacity. It's going to be electric, and it's just going to be absolutely amazing to see the players out there again and see them, just running the show again. I think we're just going to get straight into team selection. In goal, Alisson, no questions. Had to make a triple save near the end of the Norwich game, and it just shows that he's probably one of the best in the world, if not the best. But that's up for discussion again, but maybe we'll discuss that in another video. But so Alisson in goal, back five, Simikas at left back, Robertson is already out on the pitch running. But again, too soon from unless Klopp comes out tomorrow and magically says Robertson's available. I doubt this so much, but it wouldn't surprise me with Robertson. Right back, Trent. Thought he had a super game against Norwich, and hopefully he can keep that up and maybe grab an assist this game as well. And then at centre back, Van Dijk. I watched this in the Redmond TV actually. When you play Van Dijk at a low tempo versus Norwich for 90 minutes, you don't just go and drop him for 90 minutes against Burnley to then put him in again in another week's time against Chelsea for 90 minutes. It just can't happen. And I see Van Dijk starting this game and also starting the Chelsea game. Maybe he'll be rested towards the end of the game if we are cruising. But I expect him to start alongside Matip. I'd like to see Kanate get a start, but Matip was, again, really solid. And you'd argue that's probably Liverpool's best centre-back partnership at the moment. So that's probably what the partnership that I'm going to go with as well. And based on what I think Klopp will go with, I think Klopp will go the exact same. I genuinely think he will go the exact same. The only shock I can maybe see him throwing there is Kanate for Matip. But apart from that, I see him going with that back five. And moving into the three in midfield, obviously the one holding and two ahead. In this central defensive midfield, I'll go with Fabinho. I know he's been spotted at training, but I think he will start this game. He was sorely missed for large chunks of the game against Norwich. Obviously, we still won the game. When he came on with Firmino, he made the difference, and it was crazy how much he just sweeps up everything for us. It's so crucial in the Liverpool team that number 6 is locked in throughout the season. I know Fabinho has his injury problems as well, but Fabinho has got to start. Fabinho has got to start, and I don't want to see Milner in that number 6 again. Well, mate, I don't mind him for depth, but he never will be first choice. Obviously, 35 years old, but Fabinho's got to start this game. He should be fit enough for this game now, and And the two ahead of him, I expect Keita actually to keep his place. He played well in the kind of box to box kind of role against Norwich, and I expect him to do somewhat similar again, almost the Wijnaldum kind of role. Maybe a bit more further forward once I move into who I think will be his partner. But he was winning the ball very well. He was full of energy. He survived 80 minutes without injury, and if he can do that every game, then we'll be in the good. And next to him, I'm going to go with. See, I was torn here between Henderson and Thiago because obviously they played in a behind closed doors friendly, and those two apparently were the standout, and they look fresh. Personally, if Henderson's fit, you can't not play your captain really, and I think Klopp will also go with Henderson as well. It wouldn't surprise me if Klopp actually went with both of them, Thiago and Henderson, and dropped Keita. I actually think that might be what Klopp goes with, but personally, I'd go Fabinho, Keita, and Henderson. I think Keita more than deserving to keep his place in the team. Oxlade-Chamberlain, not so much. I know, and it's early on for Ox. He's still got plenty of chances this season, but he's going to be another squad rotation player. I don't see him making a mark in that starting 11 really. And so yeah, Fabinho, Henderson, Keita. And then moving into the front three, I feel like this is actually quite simple. Mane, Salah, and Firmino. Firmino showed what he can do just with half an hour of action coming off the bench. He controls that. He controls the team. He controls every part of the pitch. He is the engine of the team. Came off the bench, scored a goal, and again alongside Fabinho was controlling the game. And when Firmino's fit, he's got to start. Jota didn't have a great game versus Norwich. Obviously, he scored, but I don't think he had the best game in the world. And so that's why I probably wouldn't start Jota, and I would start Firmino. I'd like to see Jota at some point coming off the bench if we're struggling, or even if we're one goal up and we need to get that second to seal it. But I'm going to go with Firmino in that striker/centre forward role almost. And I think Klopp will go with the same. I think Klopp wanted to ease a lot of the players in, Firmino, Fabinho, Thiago, Henderson, etc. And I think these kind of players will start to come into the squad a lot more. It's good that these players are coming back at the right time because obviously Chelsea next week, and you never know. They might be in the title race. We might be in the title race. You don't know come the end of the season, but you need to be alert. If you want to be in the title race, you need to beat these teams. And it's good that these players are available. I expect these players to play most of the players I mentioned to play some part. Thiago, Henderson, etc. Maybe if it's just 15-20 minutes off the bench and they need minutes in the legs, but those kind of players will be needed against Chelsea. It's as simple as that. Obviously Burnley aren't as good as Chelsea. It might be wise if we could go with maybe two creative midfielders such as Keita and Thiago, because breaking down that Burnley line will be difficult, as we've known on so many occasions. Defending against the likes of Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes and Jay Rodriguez will always be a task for any team. Burnley are always going to be there or thereabouts around the relegation zone, but never actually are in a relegation scrap. And if I was to speak with my head on this, I'd say Liverpool would scrape a 2-1. It'd be another Ragnar Klavan kind of moment. It would be the most unlikely goal scorer out there, like Joe Gomez off the bench or something like that. But my heart says Liverpool back at Anfield, full capacity. I can see this being not easy. It'll be similar to the Norwich game. It'll take one goal, then it'll open the floodgates for us. And it was similar to when we beat Burnley 3-0 away from home near the end of last season. Scored, I think, who was it that scored again? It was Firmino that scored the first just before half time, and then who scored after that? It was Nat Phillips and it was Oxlade-Chamberlain, but obviously at that point we were in cruise control. Especially after the first goal, we kind of just really took control of the game at that point. And that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with a comfortable, I say comfortable, I can see Burnley scoring first. And upsetting the odds a little bit. It'll make us angry. 1-1 at half time, and then we'll go and score 2 goals in the second half. And we'll win the game 3-1. Goal scorers? I can see Bobby bagging another one. I can. I can see. I'll actually say I can see him bagging 2, and I can see Manny bagging 1 as well. He wants to get off the mark quickly as well, so then he can start his goal scoring spree. If he has one, of course, that is. But anyway, I think that just about wraps this up. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you think of the format and what you think of the game on Saturday. I honestly cannot wait for this game. Mainly because it's the first game back at full capacity, but also I'll be there. Have I mentioned that already, that I'm going to be at the game? Honestly, I've been talking about this for a few weeks straight now. I'm like I'm a wee boy at Christmas. I just want it to come. I know it's only 2 days away now, and I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped to see the Colts Mighty Reds in action again. And yeah, until next time, sayonara.